Let me turn this up, you all. I think the birds are in agreement that I think we might be in a recession. Are we? What do you all think? Do you think that we are in a recession? Or, nah, there's no such thing. We're doing great. Inflation's only like 10% more, and food prices are up, and all of this. Do you think that we're in a recession? Because the mouthpiece of the government has not admitted it yet. Although people like you, like me, we can look around and we can see that the world, this United States, um, we can see that when we go in the store, the prices are higher, the gasoline prices are higher, and there's lots of these job openings, but there's not enough people to fill the job openings. There's a lot going on, and I don't think the consumer sentiment is up. I really don't. Hello. So the Sue Wilson. Hey, I haven't heard that yet. We're already in a depression. Would that be a 1929 or 21? Jay Joslin. Oh, that's so wonderful, because I just decided I'm going to get on here because I haven't done a video this afternoon. I haven't. So I'm wondering, what do you all think? Are we in a recession or not? Or are we in a depression? I know it may feel like a depression to some people right now. Hello there, Michelle, honey. Oopsies, I got a gnat that flew in my face. Did you see that bird flying across that room? Hello, you all. So, hello. So, you all, this is not that it has any bearing on our life, whether an official mouthpiece, an official spokesperson declares we're in a recession. I know it might rattle the markets, the stock markets and things like that. That's who it would rattle, but I don't think that, that's right, I got that clog and that drain fixed. Let me tell you, that pipe, it had only a teeny tiny hole in it, and it weighed, oh my gosh, it probably weighed 10 times its weight, or 20. But I had to take another long pipe, another smaller, like a water pipe or thing like that, and I had to shove it down there and knock out all that residue, and it was yucky and it was messy, but I got it all knocked. I got 90% of it knocked out, and the rest of it, like, kind of yucky, spread up the water hose. It's not for the faint of heart, you all. It's not. But yeah, who wants to have to spend money on a plumber? I saw a lot of comments about that. Gina, you need a snake. You need a plumber's snake. I've got two. Gina, do you have a garbage disposal? No. Gina, you need to pour Enzyme down the sink. We got it. My husband quit using it. And the incline, I think it wasn't inclined enough either. I lifted up the one part, the elbow where it goes up into the sink underneath the floor, slightly higher so that it would go down at a more incline. And yeah, you all, but yeah, I think we are in a recession. But you know, even back then when they said there was one during, I think it was the 2008 and stuff, was it this bad, you all? If you remember back in 2008, they said that we were in a recession, but was it that bad is what I'm wondering. Anybody, excuse me, anybody else getting a buffering? It's not looking like it'll be better soon. Christina Faith, honey, that's true. It isn't looking like that. We gotta put up a buffer. If anybody's gonna do some buffering, we're gonna have to do the buffering, you all, in our lives to buffer what's coming at us, the high food prices and all of it. No, not that bad. So TLR 123 or TIR, so it wasn't as bad in 2008 as it is now. Um, and it's a disastrous. It was crazy. Um, um, Gina, honey, you all took all the pipes out and used a smaller tube to clean them and then flushed the pipes. A nasty, smelly job. That's right. It's very nasty, smelly. And it's okay, you all. If you got the guts to do it and the stamina, go for it. I think it's wonderful if you can do that. And you can get it done right then and there, you all. But this recession talk, how they're going to raise the basis points 3/4 of a point again, that should send alarm bells. It really should. Because they're rising, and it's going to put people out of buying homes and stuff, first-time home buyers. Well, really, who can afford it? Who can afford to buy a home or something like that when the prices of goods is going up, the goods and services? That's right. I got this. You had to go to 2 food banks and eat. You just whacked this economy, mama. Yeah, it is. It has whacked it. This going to get worse. Open up your eyes. Is it are of faith? Yes, it is going to get worse. I can see it getting worse, but there are those who are telling people it's going to get better, that it's going to get a lot better, and that it is doing better. So you have 2 schools of thought. One school saying it's getting better, and it is a whole lot better. And then you have another school of thought telling you it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse, and then it's going to get worse before it gets better. We just got to weather the storm. Yeah, that's a pretty wind chime. You gave up on your dream to own your first home, copper American Indian dadas. Oh, goddess. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know. So yeah, I'm going to stick to the topic. Are we in a recession? Even though the official mouthpiece of the government has not said it yet, will it make a difference when they do say it? Because I know it's going to make a difference in the stock markets, and sometimes it does. When you have an official mouthpiece saying, "Okay, we're in a recession," you do have people who automatically their eyes get open and then they start panicking because they didn't realize it. They didn't realize it at all. Hello. Hurtling toward a depression. My mother said she bought a little thing of cabbage this big in the store. Let's see, like this right here. It was about the size of a grapefruit, $2.46 for a little bitty head of cabbage. I remember years and years and years and years ago when I was still at home, she had this vision of lettuce being like $5 a head. And you know, that's liable to happen. It is. The world is losing faith in the dollar and the U.S. I'm sure. Simhai, yeah, a depression. And could we survive a depression? Let me tell you what I did. I had this can of canned ham. I found, because I've been organizing my shelf in the basement, you know, going through the food, seeing what's expired and what isn't. And I ran across this can of ham in a can. And I can't remember what the name of it was, but it said it was, the expiration date was 2013. So I tried to open it up with that little tab you pull. I couldn't. I told my husband, open that up, and it was really hard. And you know what? I diced that ham up and made fried rice with it. It's still good. It was still good. even though it said 2013. And it would make sense since it has a lot of salt and it has a lot of fat content, and it was stored in the basement, but I didn't even know I had it um, like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you eat your expired food, but I'm going to tell you use some common sense and be careful and examine, you should really go through your food and get rid of things. I had a can of potatoes. I think it was from 2007. I don't even know where I got it. And the potatoes were in it, but the liquid was gone. And I didn't open it up. I said, I'm not even going to open it up because I didn't know about it. I didn't. Yeah, that canned ham. And it was still good. Australians should lose their, we are the pioneers. Yeah. Everything is overpriced. Canned food lasts longer than what they say. It does, but they can't sell it after that expiration date. They'll throw it all away instead of giving it to a homeless shelter. There was this recollection, I think it was a few years back. I forget what big food store or something. I think it was like the Walmart or something. They had this meat that they threw away because the electricity was off for so many hours. All this meat, and it was still good. They dumped it in their dumpsters. And then so they had people went dumpster diving because they saw it. They put the meat, which was still good, in their carts, and somebody called the police on them. They called the police on them, and they told them they were not allowed to take the meat. And they couldn't understand why, you all, but they did do that. They went dumpster diving, pulled the meat out of the dumpster, and it was also frozen. Frozen stuff, too. They threw that in there, too. They would not let the people have it. They would not. They could have just turned their head the other way. They could have and say, we don't see nothing. But you had one person called the police because they didn't think that was right, people going over there and getting that. They don't. That is messed up. That's right, it is. When it could have been given to someone else. And you know what else gets me too? Sometimes you have these big box companies where, you'll have a semi of food and stuff, and then there's nowhere to deliver it. Sometimes, I don't know what they do with it. Sometimes, they give it to local churches and stuff, but I wonder if they give it to the homeless shelters and things like that, because that would be great. You do the habit shop bins, all the best stuff are the bin off. Well, yeah. Everything has gone up in New Zealand. It's hard to live as it is and struggle. Yes, it is. It's very hard. It's federally legal. I did some dumpster diving. I did. When we lived in Berlin, when people would get ready to PCS, they had these big dumpsters outside the complex. And they threw away a lot of good stuff. And I would just get in there and I would look, and then I'd get in there and get the stuff out that I wanted. And it was good stuff. And yeah, I don't have anything against it. I also used to ride around on Fort Meade with my one neighbor. We'd go trash picking. We'd load the kids up in the back of my pickup truck, which had a bed cover on it, a great big thing. And because everybody sets their bulk pickup out, and a lot of people did, they would PCS all throughout, certain seasons. And we got some really good stuff, you all, real good stuff. Same way with Hawaii and all the other places. Yeah, it was so much fun. It really was. You could literally supply your own house, your entire house, with the things that are thrown away. Good things. People live off of scrapping. That's right. That's right, you all. I was going to say subscribe. Michelle, I was going to say that's right. Subscribe, but you said survive. But yeah, you can subscribe to this channel right here. You can, and you can survive. If you're a survivor, well, you are. If you're living in this world and you've made it this far, you have survived many things throughout your life. You're an overcomer. You really are. You left Berlin in 1985 and became an American 13 years ago. Um, that's where I had my son, in Berlin, and he had dual citizenship until he reached that age where he had to choose, you know. Yeah. What happened here? The dumpster food of the supermarket turned their eyes, and community kitchen. Wow, isn't that wonderful? That is wonderful, you all. They had a cookout. That's perfect. That is perfect. Um, yes, it is. 24 in the military. We dumpster dived a lot, and it so wonderful? It was absolutely wonderful. And contrary to what some people may believe, you know, if you're like enlisted, newly enlisted, you got a family, you don't make that much money. You don't at all. And it is a struggle for you to, you know, make ends meet. You love to recycle the furniture. That's right, you are. You can do it. You got to get thrifty. If we are in a recession, which I think we are, and it's much worse than what they're saying, that's one school of thought. And the other one, it's not as bad as they're saying. Isn't that a beautiful sound? Okay, it's done talking. It's done chiming. CVS and Walgreens, all if they don't use a compactor. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really pretty, you all. So, and if it's a recession, you know what happens when recessions, you know, get worse. It does turn it into a depression. I think that they were seeing the multifamily people, multifamilies living in one home is on the increase too, because people can't make it. If you're a young adult and you know you moved out of home, and then if you're in a world like this and you find yourself back at home in your parents' home, don't feel bad, because there's a lot of people are having to move back home because it's so expensive, and it's too expensive. It really is. Um, Ramalama Ding Dang. Boom. I know that song. Ramalama Ding Dang. Boom, boom, yeah, I heard that song years ago. I think I, I think I might have tried to dance to that Ramalama Ding 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 Dang. Yeah. Bing bang Ramalama Ding Bing Bang. Yes, you are. That's a happy song. It is. The crash came and the people had jumped off the bridge. Yeah, I heard those stories about it. Their wealth, it just disappeared overnight. It did, and it's sad. This, oh, okay, it wants to talk. Mom, your mother, Micah, feels like it will be 1929 again, but worse. Yeah. You're so welcome, Esther. Um, a lot of people have to move back with their parents, and they do. And sometimes it puts a strain on a family, but then sometimes it's good because the younger adults can help out if they're not lazy. If they're not lazy, they can help out. And yeah, I mean, if they got a willingness to help out, that's right. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't some people in the world. It's whether you're young or old or whatever. We do have lazy people in the world, but then we have people who want to be able to help out, you know, if you did, and they can't physically do it, or, you know, they can help out in different ways, which is good too, you all. It's going to get to the point where we have to help one another out. You got to look out for one another. And and when you're in a situation like that, you do not need to add stress upon stress upon stress by being contrary at all. You do not. Don't be adding more stress to somebody because it's hard enough. And don't be taking advantage of your elderly parents either and not doing them right. Don't do that to them. That's right. Um, your 23-year-old granddaughter lives with me and she works and helps me. Isn't that wonderful, Vonda, honey? She has peace and it just melted my heart. That is a wonderful thing to share with everybody. Because you know what? They're facing a world that they had never dreamed they would face. They're entering a world and they may feel very alone and they do need support and they do need help. They need encouragement to keep going because this is like for young adults, they've never seen anything like this in their lifetime. They haven't. Um, it's gonna take a lot of adapting, and I think a lot of people will wake up when reality hits them straight in the face. If it really gets as bad as some say, it's going to wake up a lot of people, and I think they'll go inward and they'll really do some soul searching. That's what I think it's going to do. It's going to cause a lot of people to do some deep soul searching and realize, okay, what am I doing? Yeah, they're going to do it, you all. That's right. They're going to do it. So I am going to go. So some say we're in a recession. Some say we're not. Some say we're already in a depression. But one thing's for certain, this world has been turned upside down. Food prices are rising. It's harder to make ends meet, even on the salary that you had, because now you got to pay a lot more money. And that's not the only thing that's went up. It just puts a strain out there, even on relationships and stuff. And it shouldn't be this way, but it is. But we're going to make it, okay? And you all, if you can, be there for your family. Don't be so harsh on your young children or adult if they moved out and you find them moving back in the house. Don't do that to them. That's not very nice. They need your love. They need your support. They do. And if you're on the opposite end, your family, your parents, or your aunt or grandmother, they need your support and they need your love too, you all. It's like a two-way street. It really is. And you grow stronger together by building each other up and being there for one another. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thank you.